Hi everyone, welcome you all to Deep Matrix. In this video, we'll be seeing part 5 of Kubeflow. In our last video, we have seen how to do a training after pre-processing in a Kubeflow pipeline. In this video, we'll be integrating a scoring step. Along with that, we'll be seeing how to integrate S3 bucket in our Kubeflow pipelines. So let's go to the pipeline. So this was the code which was used in the previous tutorial or like a session. So we have pre-processing, and after that we have training, and then we wrapped up two steps like pre-processing and training, and then we compiled the step and we published it to Kubeflow. So yeah, here is our Kubeflow pipeline which is running in localhost, and after that I just keep the S3 bucket ready, which is called as Anna S3 data. So this is the place where we are going to save our pickle file of model, and then we'll be utilizing in the scoring script. So for those who don't know how S3 bucket works and how to create IAM role in order to access S3 bucket, you can always find a video in Deep Matrix. So there is this series called MLOps. So I'll just quickly show you the playlist. So here we have how to create IAM policy, IAM user, how to create secret key access key. So those are given here. You can watch these videos. So let's go to the tutorial. So yeah, right now we have pre-processing and training. So we need to add one more step. So let me start writing it. DSL dot component, and my base image is going to be Python 3.9 slim. The reason why we are going for slim version, we need a basic Python in order to run Python scripts. So define scoring. Let me not fill the parameters, and after that I'll give str. So for now, let's give me pass, because we'll modify the training script first, then we come to scoring script. So in my step 3, I'm going to add my scoring component. So yeah, as of now this is it, and after that I need to add step 1 dot after step 2, and after that step 2 dot after step 3, because I wanted these steps to execute one after the other. The reason why we added it, the reason why we did not add in the last step, because we were having just two components and there was this direct dependency. But when it comes to scoring, we need to add one more step which take input from step 1 and step 2. So that's why, to avoid confusion, I added, I just wanted my step 1 to execute it first, then step 2, and after that step 3. So yeah, that's it. Now let's modify our training script. We wanted uh, our CLF, which is the random forest classifier that we are training under this training function. So I just wanted this CLF to be saved into S3 bucket instead of saving it in pickle dump. So let me remove this, and I'll remove everything. And also, we don't need this output path. So as of now, we are just taking X train and Y train, and the output we are going to return a string. Let me give a string called train completed. So CLF fit is done. So now let me just refer to my notebook where I integrated it. So first thing, we need other two libraries in order to connect with S3 bucket. So one is Boto3, another is joblib. So after doing this, now my model is ready. So just I have to create a IO buffer. So for which I just copy paste this code. So basically what I'm doing, in order to save the file, I'm creating a buffer first in a bytes format, and then I'm passing my CLF instance into this model buffer, and I'm resetting the buffer to the beginning. Okay, so once the buffer is set, now I wanted to set my access key and secret key. So I already have the secret key and access key ready, and I just ask everyone not to copy this keys, because like right after this video I will disable those keys. So even if you copy it, like it doesn't help you. So once I set this access key and secret key, my AWS credentials are set in the local, and my Boto3 client, you know, I'm going to use S3 bucket. So I set my Boto3 to S3 bucket, and now I'm going to upload a file object. So basically my file object is going to be this model buffer, and Anna S3 data is my bucket name, and inside which I'm going to create a Kubeflow folder, and then random forest model.pickle. So this is a task for training. So let me just comment the scoring part so that like we can test the training first. So yeah, this is it, and I think we need to import necessary libraries. So let me do that. Okay, so job lib boto3 io. So I'm going to return a string. So I just returned a string, train completed. Yeah, that's it. Let me run this notebook. So we are importing, and after that like we are setting it. Let's call demo 10 pipeline, and like my Kubeflow is running in localhost 8080. So where I'm going to pass this demo 10 pipeline. Okay, so let me go to Kubeflow pipelines and I can refresh it. So now I can see this demo 10 pipeline. Let's go in and we can create a run. So start. So let it run. In a meanwhile, like we fill the details for scoring now. So now scoring needs two things. One is the data from S3, sorry, the model file from S3, and a data from the previous step, like which is X test from the pre-processing step. Okay, so I need two inputs. So let me give X test, which is a list, and yeah, that's it. That's going to be my input, but like I'm going to take the model file from the bucket S3 bucket directly. So now for X test, we need to complete, like convert that X test to a data frame. So I need this pandas data frame here. So let me import. So once the import is done, now we need to convert this X test equal to data frame of X test. Okay, so I converted my data. Now I need a model. We'll come to this part later. So model dot predict, I will pass my X test answer. Let me print the answer, and I can return prediction successful. Okay, so because I'm returning a string, if you are returning integer, you can type the integer. So yeah, that's it. And before that, like we forgot this one important step, subprocess, because like before even running pandas, we need to install something on this Python library. So yeah, all these things are needed. Now let's go to Kubeflow and we'll see whether it is passed or failed. Okay, so as you can see, like pre-processing is done and training is also done. So in the logs we can see, we saw the output training completed. Let's go to bucket and we'll refresh and see. So you can see a Kubeflow folder is created, inside which random forest model.pickle is saved with the timestamp. Now we are going to use this pickle file in the scoring, inside scoring, and then like we'll make a prediction. So for that, like we need to again set my environmental variables and access key, secret key. So yeah, I'm copying my keys again. So this time import OS, and then like I'm loading the access key and secret key. So now again we need to use S3 object in order to download the file. So the code, ready-made code is ready. You need to initialize a Boto3 client with S3, and a buffer is IO, and we are saving that to a buffer like using download object. So let me import Boto3, import IO, and OS is there, and then like buffer.seek joblib.load buffer. So we'll call it model, and yeah, it's done. And I need to import joblib. So we did very basic thing. In the training step, we are saving it to S3 using upload file object, and in the scoring, like we are downloading using S3 download file object. And now I need to include these two. Like let me on comment. And for the scoring, I'm going to use X test, which is step 1 dot outputs of X test, because like X test is something that I'm interested now to get the answer. Okay, so yeah, this is it. Now let me run, and also I included step 1 after step 2, step 2 after step 3. Like we'll see the flowchart, you'll get a better understanding for that. Okay, so I ran it. Now let me compile and download 11 pipeline. So yeah, it is created. Let's go and see. So pipeline 11 is created. So as you can see, um, so pre-process and training, sorry, scoring and training, like both are getting the output from pre-processing only. But the only difference is like here we have a route through which we wanted like pre-process to run against train, and after train like we need to run scoring. So that is how like we set. Maybe I can comment it out and I can show you how does this flowchart looks without this step after lines. So now you can see a complete disconnect from both the pipelines, like training and others. So yeah, pipeline 12 is created. Let me go to pipeline. So you can see now without this after, both are running, both might run parallelly, but the actual use case is from the after pre-processing we wanted to run training only, then it will create a file here, and then like it will execute scoring. So pipeline 12 is not a right one, pipeline 11 is the right example, like where we need to run one after the other. So let me create training. What happened? So start, fail to create a new run, fail to validate workflow. Okay, I think I must have done something wrong. Okay, step 2 after step 1. Okay, got it. So there is a small difference. So the syntax is step 2 after step 1 and step 3 after step 2. So I just did wrongly. Demo 12. Yeah, so we can delete the pipeline 11. Delete. Now we delete again. So we can make that change in demo pipeline 11. Okay, yeah, pipeline creator. Let's go again. So this is a newly created pipeline. Now you can see, so pre-process to train and train after scoring. So we can create a run and start off. So now what will happen is it will run pre-process, and after that it will train the model, and it will update this pickle file. Then it will pull this model back in the scoring script, and it will run the scoring. So let's see. So mostly pre-processing and training should be downloaded, because as it happened in the previous step, so that that is the reason why we see this download option, which means like it is directly taking those logs. So now it will execute scoring. So it's running, and this is my input. Let's see what is the output that we are getting. So it's very simple. All you need to do is like you need to create a AWS account, create a bucket in order to store these pickle files, and like pull it back accordingly. So you can also use chat gpt, because like mostly uh, chat gpt can give this sort of code, and like you have to integrate it with Kubeflow. I hope it should work. Okay, so I think almost done. So if you can see the logs now, automatically like it is loading the input parameter values, and yeah, it is collecting the respective libraries. Maybe I can also show you the pipeline that I've run yesterday, where scoring is already done. So in the logs you can see you know the parameter values output, like for whatever the records that I've passed, it got the prediction, like it will show succession symbol. So we can also see the pipeline spec in this pipeline spec section, where it will show you what is your code, and like what are the input parameters, output parameters, and the respective definition and type, along with what would be the output. So all those details. So yeah, something gone wrong. It's taking time, but like mostly the output is something that would look like this. So you can see like all your inputs, and after that like it will install all the libraries. Then like it will take our input X test and provide the output. So yeah, that's about this video. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I make write comment on like how to do this Kubeflow pipelines. Do comment and support, so that like we can make better videos every day. See you in the next one. Until then, enjoy learning. Thank you.